Mike Tyson est le seul poids lourd qui affirme sans hésiter qu'il peut battre n'importe quel homme sur Terre, et le plus important, il était toujours prêt à le prouver. Le combat que tu vas revivre aujourd'hui a marqué un moment clé dans la carrière de Tyson, avec deux champions invaincus qui s'affrontaient, totalisant ensemble un impressionnant bilan combiné de 64 victoires et 0 défaites. Ce chiffre les plaçait parmi les combats les plus attendus de l'histoire des poids lourds. Tony TNT Tucker était un adversaire véritablement redoutable. Avec plus de 65 combats amateurs et une technique affûtée, Tucker avait construit sa carrière avec précision, vitesse et discipline. Célèbre pour avoir mis KO 23 de ses 24 premiers adversaires, il venait de battre le solide James Buster Douglas pour remporter le titre mondial IBF. De son côté, Mike Tyson était au sommet absolu de la boxe. Avec un style agressif et explosif, il avait démoli sans pitié des champions confirmés comme Trevor Berbick et Pinklon Thomas. Le monde attendait avec impatience la nuit du 1er août 1987, lorsque les deux boxeurs invaincus montèrent sur le ring à Las Vegas pour déterminer qui serait le champion incontesté. Tony Tucker ne perd pas de temps. Il sort avec détermination, lance son long jab et place une droite qui surprend Tyson. Le plus jeune champion vacille légèrement, mais se ressaisit immédiatement. Comme un prédateur, il observe, il mesure. Tucker tente de garder la distance. Il ne veut pas se battre à courte portée. Tyson coupe le ring, se déplace avec son balancement caractéristique, met la pression.
Tucker takes. Mike Tyson to jump right on Tony Tucker. Tucker, I had figured that he should try to frustrate Mike Tyson. But is he strong enough to do that? Well, it's a good right hand by Tucker. That might have been the best shot that Mike Tyson. He may have seen something. Technically speaking, no one gave Tucker a chance. You know, a lot of times people say, well, what do you see in Mike Tyson? And we always felt that he was times I have ever seen Mike Tyson stopped by a punch. Step back. Probably since he was an amateur. You know what's happening? Every time Mike reaches in, Tony comes. Another thing you have to say about Tucker. Here we go. Again, a right hand. The great left hand at the bell by Tyson. Well, Tony Tucker is a 10-1 underdog. Cut almost immediately after the bell. He follows a right with a left to look for the left hand. Now there's the right hand that landed high on the head.
Tyson commence à réduire la distance. Il se jette avec force, va directement au corps de Tucker. Le grand champion tente de l'agripper, de le repousser, de le freiner. Mais Tyson est implacable. Ses crochets explosent sur les bras, dans les côtes, sur la garde. Chaque coup de Mike porte de la rage. Tucker encaisse, mais recule.
We'll show you a picture of him later on. I'm still trying to keep that pressure going. Kevin Rooney told him, you know, Ray, I harken back to your fight with Marvin Hack. It gives him the confidence. And again, well, like in Tony Tucker, in fact, he's going 1, 2, 3. Come on, Mike. Step back. That was a good example. That uppercut is going to do the job. He really wants to frustrate Mike Tyson.
Tucker tente de boxer. Il se déplace latéralement, lance des jabs rapides. Mais Tyson esquive, passe en dessous et envoie des crochets au corps. À plusieurs reprises, il frappe avec une telle puissance que la foule rugit. Un uppercut à courte distance secoue Tucker. Le champion IBF accroche, désespéré de ralentir la tempête. Mais Mike le poursuit. Il n'y a pas d'échappatoire.
This is the third round. A lot of people think it would go this far. Here we go again. Turn his man up. Again, punch inside. Now we need to see some jabs by Tucker. Mills Lane, very take charge as a referee. No nonsense guy. Tucker, Tyson on the way in. He's finished with the left hook guard. And with coming in with his head. The uppercut has been doing a tremendous and very effective job here. It creates frustration in the fight.
All right, let's step back, Mike. Let's step back, Tony. Watch your head. Here we go.
Agree with that. I don't disagree at all because Tony's been tying his man up. That was a good right hand by Tucker. But they're uppercuts, Barry. You notice they're uppercuts. And Frustration should show the face of Mike Tyson.
Le combat devient sale. Tucker recourt constamment au clinch. Chaque fois que Tyson entre, il l'accroche. L'arbitre intervient à plusieurs reprises. Tyson continue d'insister. Crochet au foie, droites à la tempe et un regard qui ne cligne pas. Tucker commence à montrer des signes d'inconfort.
With us tonight, he will be back with us in future fights. We round. And in Tyson's corner, they told him to box more. Just get your big punch. And another one. What he's looking for is whether or not Tucker can withstand this type of pressure.
Get him up, Mike. Come on.
Tyson needs to use his jab to get in because a lot of times he's lunging in, which makes it start to work again. Just has to be more consistent. Another good shot. Trying to slow that movement down. That movement seems to be affecting Mike's punches because but every time that Tucker stands still, you notice a big left hook lands from Mike Tyson.
Tucker respire profondément, il cherche de l'air. Il sait qu'il est dans une tempête. Avec courage, il lance une combinaison rapide et pendant un instant, il freine Tyson. Mais ce n'est qu'un moment. Mike répond avec un crochet au corps qui lui coupe le souffle. Puis un autre, et encore un. Tucker vacille, s'accroche, survit. Mais la marée est déjà rouge. Tyson domine.
That he did throw right behind it. But Tyson to double his punch up a little bit more, starting to put his combinations together. Was a 15-round fight, and it has now been made a 12-round fight. I just don't like when he stands there and exchange punches. At any rate, not so sure about the fourth, but the first 3 rounds, exactly what he did. I noticed that. I'm surprised that that's why Tony Day would get those punches off. He should give him a little more head movement. That was the right hand, but you know the problem that Tyson is making, it's left miss, right, is right there. The cheer you just...
Le public crie. Tyson sent le sang. Tucker, le visage déjà gonflé, continue de lancer des jabs, mais recule de plus en plus. Tyson le coince contre les cordes, envoie une combinaison de 4 coups, 2 au corps, 2 à la tête. Tucker bouge, glisse, mais ne contrôle plus. Il survit seulement.
See that? Now that was an interesting scenario. Tucker was trying to get his handlers and you can understand now, Ray, why Michael Spinks didn't want to fight. Not to tie his man up, which I think is a good move because it doesn't allow Tyson to punch. But I haven't seen anybody be able to push him off. And I think he's probably fought. The mistake Tyson's making, he's following Tucker around the ring. He's got to cut the ring open. I tell you, he impressed me with his foot move because I didn't expect that much from him. But the fact of the matter is, this making matters. He's dropping his left hand at his side. And paid the price. I think he's watched my fight before. Yeah, I think he has too. I think his timing is not as good as his...
La différence d'intensité est écrasante. Tyson continue d'avancer comme une machine. Chaque pas résonne comme un tambour de guerre. Tucker place quelques coups isolés, mais sans effet. Tyson ne bronche même pas. Il sait que le temps se joue en sa faveur. Il est plus frais, plus dangereux, et chacun de ses coups a une intention.
As many punches as he did earlier. That little bit of insolence he had. Mike is not Tucker predominantly a boxer. Tyson, of course, a banger. But his jab does a lot. He appeared to be as loose throughout most of this fight. No, he's very relaxed. I think what he wants to prove that he is indeed a great fighter. You know, another thing that I feel we should at least point out here is they're not in the heavyweight. They don't throw those kind of punches. Once again.
Tucker tente de changer le scénario. Il recommence à bouger, à tourner, à utiliser le ring. Mais Tyson le coupe facilement. Il le touche avec un uppercut brutal. Puis un autre. Le visage de Tucker commence à enfler. La fatigue le trahit. Ses bras s'abaissent. Sa respiration est lourde. Pendant ce temps, Tyson semble être au premier round. Solide, concentré, létal.
Tucker being animated on his antics. The key to that is for him. Well, it is a fact. Tony Tucker get back on his bus. Yeah, but you did that and made the punch count, and he did that and got hit. Well, feel the pain. He did throw a right uppercut there, which missed. Him to punch.
Time, give me time.
Tape on to gain control of the fight.
Tucker lance une dernière tentative. Il attaque de toutes ses forces, mais ses coups n'ont plus de puissance. Tyson les encaisse sans reculer d'un pas et répond avec violence. Crochet sur les côtés, uppercuts au centre, chacun résonne comme un marteau. La foule n'attend plus une décision. Elle attend la fin, mais Tucker refuse de tomber.
Going to win, but how he wins. It's like the Sebastian Coe, not whether he's going to win the mile race. You can hear Kevin Rooney yelling in the background. Get on him, he said. Wanted by Tucker to back Tyson off. And because that's the direction that Tony Tucker's moving, it takes away.
Hold up. I don't want to have to penalize. Let's get punching some, okay? Come on. Come on.
From Mike Tyson.
Tyson ne court plus. Il marche, tranquille. Il sait qu'il gagne. Il sait qu'il impose sa volonté. Tucker lance à peine des coups. Il s'accroche seulement. Il bouge juste assez pour survivre. Son visage est marqué. Son âme fatiguée. Tyson, en revanche, reste frais, imposant, invaincu.
Agree with that judgment of Larry Merchant, right? I think about judges' criteria, how he's scoring the fight, whether he's scoring the most effective punches. Or I really do believe that since about the 5th round, Mike Tyson has been in. Tony Tucker's right hand now is dropping. I'm almost expecting one to go down because a lot of times both guys are reaching in.
Silence dans la foule. Tout le monde sait que la fin approche. Mais Tyson n'accélère pas. Il ne se précipite pas. Il frappe avec sang-froid. Avec méthode, chaque crochet, chaque direct a un but. Tucker reste debout, mais son esprit est brisé.
Well, he tried. He looked a little bit like a tired fighter between those rounds. Oh, because he's never fought at this pace. But this is when you reach the end in Tyson's corner. They told him he got 2 rounds left. Fight for the full 3 minutes. Your arms ache. You start to work his way inside. That jab was going to get him closer. His face. And the reason there's frustration is because of what's up. He doesn't care what people say on the books or write in the books.
Dernier round, Tucker regarde l'horloge. Tyson non. Il continue de chasser, comme s'il avait encore quelque chose à prouver. Il lance des combinaisons, frappe au corps, à la tête. Tucker s'accroche, résiste, va jusqu'au bout, debout, mais battu. Mike Tyson gagne par décision unanime. Et avec cela, il devient le champion incontesté des poids lourds. Invaincu contre invaincu, et l'invaincu reste Mike Tyson.
Unified heavyweight champion at the age of 21. But unless he does something dramatic here, but it has been a good workmanlike job. When Mike Tyson won the title against Buster Douglas, I felt that he needed... And a guy who wasn't in there just to survive either. At least he had a couple of cows. Crowd getting a little tired of that. Lourds. And so it's coming. Well, Tony, he